Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to share some books that I've recently bought. So this is obviously an October book haul. I will not be talking about these books in detail, but I'll just take you to this quick browse through to all the books that I've got. And I have changed the way I buy books recently, mainly because when I started booktubing, I realized that I have a lot of books that I haven't read in a very long time, and they've just been lying on the shelf. So in fact, I did a video on those initially. Like, my first few videos were basically on my unread books, and if you haven't seen it, I will link it on the screen and down below. But till now, a lot of books have been added to that shelf already, so I wanted to be careful in the books that I'm getting. So mainly I've been pre-ordering books because there are a lot of good offers and discounts that you normally get when you pre-order, so that's what I've been doing. And I've only bought maybe 2 or 3 books because I've been wanting to for a very long time. So whenever I find a good discount on it, or a good offer, a good deal, I normally purchase it. So I've been very careful in the kind of books that I'm purchasing at the moment. So I'm going to start with the books that I pre-ordered, moving on to the books that I bought from a bookstore maybe, or something like that. So yeah, let's just get into the video. So the first one that I have is Sun and Her Flowers by Ruby Kaur. This is her second collection of poetry. The first one was Milk and Honey, and I'm quite excited about this one. Next, I have Wonder Woman Warbringer by Leigh Bardugo, and one of the main reasons why I decided not to say anything about the books is because if I start about Leigh Bardugo, it's going to take a lot of time. Let's just not get into how much I've loved the Six of Crows duology, because I've talked a lot about those. But I will leave a link to my blog post that I did on Six of Crows down below in the description box, and I will also leave a link to the Good Thoughts video I did on Crooked Kingdom up on the screen and down below. So if you haven't read the books yet, and if you're intrigued as to why do I love those books so much, you could just go and check those blogs out. They're very quick and spoiler free, so you'll just know basically. So this was a pre-order which I'm very excited to read. Next up, I have Origin by Dan Brown. I just realized that I have read all of his books. I don't remember all of them. I might have mixed up some stories or forgotten something, but I think I've read all of them because I have all his books and I remember reading them at a point of time when I was younger. But yeah, so I am quite excited about this one as well. So when I heard about this, when the trailer had come out actually on his Facebook page, I knew that I had to pre-order this, so it's here. Then I have Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. Now this is just the dust jacket because my mom's reading it, so it's with her, and I love this book. I read it right when I received it, and I have a video on this. I will link it on the screen, and I have a blog post on this letting everybody know why is it such an essential book for all of us to read, despite being it a YA, because I believe that this book needs to be read by everybody in every age group possible. So do go check that blog out, and I have the link down below in the description box. But it's a beautiful book. It's a very original, honest, brutal, beautiful book, and just go and read it if you haven't already. If you want to know more, do go check the blog out. And yeah, I don't want to talk more about it because I will not shut up. So, beautiful book. So I think I've covered all my pre-orders. I have a feeling that I'm leaving out some book, but I can't figure out which one. But anyway, moving on. Next one is what I had actually bought from a bookstore, and that's Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. If you have been following me, you already know that I was not into fantasy genre pretty much at all. But after the Six of Crows duology, I've been really wanting to read a lot of fantasy. So when I saw this book in a bookstore, I was out with a friend working on some project in a bookstore, and I saw this, the hardcover, at a very decent price. So, you know, why not is my question. I have no clue what the book is about, but I've heard a lot of good things about this one, and also about Jay Kristoff. Initially I wanted to get Illuminae Files by him, but when I saw this, when I saw the price tag, when I saw it's a hardcover, I just knew I had to get this. So I'm very excited to read this one, but I'm just waiting to get into the fantasy mode again. So Confessions of a Mood Reader should be a video that I should work on pretty soon. Up next, I have Home Fire by Camilla Shamsi. I have had an eye on this for a very long time. If I'm not wrong, this is a historical fiction, and historical fiction is one of my favorite genres. Also, it was longlisted for the Man Booker Prize, so I'm just really excited to read all Man Booker Prize nominated books. It might seem impossible, but I want to at least incorporate one book every month or something like that. So I haven't started with this yet, but I do plan on doing so very soon. And it's a beautiful cover. Bloomsbury is just amazing with its colors, but very excited about this book. Next, I have Homegoing by Yaa Gyasi. Finally, I have this book. I have wanted to get this for such a long time, and very recently I found a really good deal on this book with its hardcover. There goes my dust jacket. Anyway, so as I was saying, the hardcover was available at a very good deal. So I got this from Amazon, and my friend Apurva and I are actually going to read this together next week. We've planned for next week, so let's just hope we stick to it. And I'm really interested and really excited about this book because of its cultural references and also because it's historical fiction. And I'm just, beautiful cover. I really want to read this one. Speaking of my friend Apurva, I will leave links to her blog and her Instagram handle down below. Do go check those out because she writes beautifully. And so recently she was reading this book which I've had an eye on for a very long time. But for whatever reasons, each time I would go and purchase a book, I don't know how, but just forget about that book. Like I could not remember buying that book. I don't know how to explain that, but that used to happen. So I texted her, and she kept updating her reading progress on Instagram. So each time I saw the picture of the book, I just kept telling her that, you know, how much I've forgotten about this book for so long, and it's crazy because I know how much I wanted it. So while we were texting, in a very joking manner, I just said, you know what, why don't you send me your copy? So she says in Pune and I'm in Chandigarh. So practically I thought that it's not going to happen. So I was quite sure that even she's going to take it as a joke because we were laughing. And also because, you know, I just assumed that she doesn't even know my address. But as you've already guessed, I received this. I received it. I received We Are Okay by Neena Kaur, and this is her own copy with her annotations, with her post-its and her notes, and it's such a sweet thing that she's done. Apurva, I'm still not over it. You can already see that. I have thanked you quite a few times, but it's still not enough because it's such a sweet thing that you've done, and I'm so excited to read this. I might just start this very soon. I'm just waiting to get into this emotional mood because I'm not in a very emotional mood right now to read such books, but I don't know why that I made that face, but yeah, I'm really excited about this one, and thank you once again, Apurva. Thank you. The next book is what I'm currently reading amongst other books, and this one I actually won via a giveaway on Instagram, and that's Miss Lara Armed and Dangerous by Manu Joseph. I am a couple of chapters into this book, and it's quite strong, it's quite interesting. It's a very different book. I don't think I've read anything like this before, as far as I can remember, but really interesting. I don't want to say too much about this book because it's something that you need to pick up for yourself and see, but it's definitely an adult fiction. It's not for the young adult age group. But yeah, I will be talking about this once I'm done reading it, but I'm very excited about how this one goes. So that's another one. Up next, I have a couple of Kindle editions that I bought during the Great Indian Amazon sale, because I was able to get these at prices ranging from 9 rupees, 19 rupees, I think one was for 45 and one for 15 rupees. So something like that, I remember. But yeah, great deals and some amazing books that I've had my eyes on for a very long time. So I will have a photo of the covers over here or over here somewhere. So the first one that I got is We Should All Be Feminists by Adichie. Then I have In Farleigh Fields by Rhys Bowen, and I might be wrong, but I think this is a historical fiction based during or after the World War. I'm not too sure, but I had read something about this at that time and I was quite interested. Then I have Stillhouse Lake by Rachel Kane. So excited about this book. Next, I have The Lioness of Morocco by Julia Drosten. I just love these books. I really want to read them all right now. And then I also received a book by NetGalley which is called A Bitter Rain, which is also an adult historical fiction. Again, very excited. Something that I will be starting with soon. Which brings me to what I'm currently reading. So apart from the book that I've just shown you and apart from A Bitter Rain that I've just spoken about, I am also reading Flawed by Cecilia Ahern. I was not planning on reading this right now, but one of my friends on Instagram wanted me to just read it and just let her know before she goes and buys it for herself. So Maitri, this is basically for you. I have her Instagram handle linked down below and also her blog. She writes beautifully. Her Instagram feed is just beautiful. So do go check that out. But yeah, I did not realize that this is a dystopian novel. I picked it up because Cecilia Ahern is someone I need to read when I get into too intense novels or when I need a happier, lighter read. I'm not sure if it's going to be a happy dystopian novel, but it's dystopian and I figured that out when I was in chapter 3 or 4, I think. But very interesting. So I will be continuing with this along with the other books that I've mentioned. And another book that I will be starting tonight, I think, is Battling Injustice by Supriya Vani. This is basically interviews with 16 women who've won Nobel Peace Prize. HarperCollins has sent me a copy of this, which I'm highly grateful for, and I'm so excited. I love non-fiction books, and I absolutely love all the women that there are in this book and their interviews, so I'm really excited. So there's Malala Yousafzai, there's documents on Mother Teresa, so I'm really excited to read this one, and I think I will be starting this tonight. And this is going to be something that, you know, because I love non-fiction, because I do love reading about all these empowering women and even men, I am going to start with this tonight, but I will not be reading like the entire book in one go. So yeah, I will update more on this. So yeah, that's my book haul and also my varied currently reading list. And if you want to know more about what I'm reading and my reading progress, you can follow me on my Goodreads, my Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, YouTube. I'm everywhere. So yeah, I have all the links to these down below in the description box, and if you've been enjoying my videos on YouTube so far, I would appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and comment, like, and share. All the good things. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. I will see you in my next one. Bye!